how to get your first junior developer role in 3 months without universities or bootcamps. Is it going to be very hard? Yes, it's going to be very, very hard. Is it doable? Yes, it's doable, 100% doable. Are you more likely to fail? Are you more likely to succeed? You are more likely to fail. All right, it's not going to be easy, but you can definitely be an anomaly, right? Beat all other statistics, right? Statistics say that even if you have a uni degree, you're 50% chance of going to be unemployed in Malaysia at least, right? So you can be an anomaly only if you put in the work that is an anomaly, right? And what I mean by that is if you work like a complete beast, go all out in your learning journey, code every single day, live, breathe, eat code, do everything code related, right? Don't think of anything else. Then you can definitely do it too. 100%, you can become a software developer in 3 months. Here's how. Everyone, my name is Derek and I am the co-founder of the Hacker Collective, and we are a startup builder where we work with many different entrepreneurs across Southeast Asia building disruptive startups. And we also run a small little community of around 300 plus people in different niches like data science, marketing, design, and development. So personally, I came from a background in finance, and when I first embarked on my tech journey, I actually quit my job, so I was completely unemployed and I didn't know what to do. I couldn't afford uni, I couldn't go to boot camps because it was way too expensive for me back then. I was unemployed. So it was tough, it was very tough. And I remember when I made the solid decision to pursue this path, this was how my routine was set. I had to wake up at 9 a.m. every single day, and I coded my ass off all the way until 12 a.m. at night. There was no social gatherings, no partying, no sports, nothing. Just me, my laptop, some Wi-Fi, some coffee, and just coding all the way. And for me myself, this was tough. The peer pressure was tough, especially when you see your friends out of uni, getting good jobs here and there, at least getting a decent pay, and I'm here being unemployed, learning to code, not knowing where this is going, not knowing if I could do it, not having any friends with me on this journey. It was tough, very tough. I still remember back then I had no money that, whenever my friends asked me out, I had to think twice because I couldn't afford the 25 to 30 ringgit restaurants that they were going. I remember I couldn't buy gifts for my ex-girlfriend when I had a girlfriend back in the days, right? Because it was just so expensive, and I had no income, so I had to save up, and I was really just driven by one goal, which is to learn up development, hopefully get a good job or get some good projects and start monetizing ASAP. It was tough, right? The whole journey, people, what's toughest? The toughest was when people asked me, hey, Derek, what are you doing now? What are you working on now? I literally had to hide my face a little bit because I was so embarrassed. I was jobless, I was embarrassed, I was unemployed. So I was just so tempted to give it all up and just get a decent, normal finance job back in my previous career, right? I remember myself crying, binging over some YouTube motivational videos throughout the night just to get myself going, and so I don't give up, right? It's tough, it's really tough, but I don't regret it, right? I personally didn't do it in 3 months because I had no friends. I was just doing it me, myself, alone. I took 6 to 8 months before actually even getting my first project, and I never looked back ever since. And in the grand scheme of things, if you think of it, 6 to 8 months is not a very long time, right? Even if it took me 2 years, it would have still been worth it because the skills that you have here, think of it like a game, like a RPG role-playing kind of game, right? Where you level up yourself and you become stronger and stronger. And what kept me really motivated is the fact that this is a skill set, it's an asset that no one can take away from me. It's a skill set that you own forever, that you can monetize, that you can grow, that you can teach others as well. So when I thought of that, I just really didn't see the reason to give up. And that's when I realized how tough it was when I started hiring for developers in Malaysia to work on these projects with me. And that's when I realized, there's a clear gap in the education industry where we just don't have enough good developers, right? It's just so hard to hire good developers, right? Good developers probably already went to top startups that are paying them top dollar or even going to Singapore, right? So I started Hacker Collective with the goal in mind to create a platform for people like myself, lonely, going through that self-taught journey, no income, stressing out, don't know what to do with life. It's really a place for people to come on this adventure together and achieve great things together. But I digress. Today's talk is not going to be about my journey or Hacker Collective. Today's talk is going to be about how you can get a junior developer job in 3 months without going in debt. So hope you enjoy it. All right, so I'm just going to proceed to talk a little bit about how do you get a junior developer job in 3 months without going in debt or without paying for universities, without paying for bootcamps. Look, bootcamps are great, but for those of you who have went to a bootcamp or who are in a bootcamp, go ahead, enjoy your time there and make the most out of it. For those of you who cannot afford it or don't want to spend that $10,000 on a bootcamp, you should check this video out, okay? And again, just to share, I am not going to go in depth in this video. I'm not going to teach you how to code in this video. In this video, it's really more on the high-level concepts, the high-level mindsets that you need to have in your journey learning to code or becoming a junior developer, right? So step 1, I'm going to break it down in terms of days, okay? Day 1 to day 6, you should focus on HTML. HTML is the structure of every single web pages on the internet. So if you're going to be a developer, you definitely need to explore HTML. Right? So after HTML, don't spend any more than 6 to 7 days on it because it's really basic and all you're going to do is learn the syntax and quickly build a simple HTML project up. Then let's move on to CSS. CSS is a little bit tougher than HTML because there's just so much that you can learn in CSS. So I suggest somewhere around from day 7 to day 15, focus just on CSS, understanding the fundamentals, learning how it works, right? Then from day 16 to day 24, that's another 8 days over there. Focus on JavaScript. Don't go in depth into the crazy ES6 stuff, async await, the intermediate and advanced stuff. Don't go into that. Focus on understanding syntax because this syntax will be necessary as you progress in your journey as a developer. Right after that, from day 25 to day 27, explore responsive web design. Spend some time learning display, Flexbox, learning media queries, learning CSS grids, right? I would say let's just start with
the different
Flexbox
elements within
first.
the
Spend a day
parent.
on
So all these
Flexbox,
elements within the
spend
parent.
1 day on media queries and you're good to go. Okay, once you have those basics, start exploring some basic Tailwind CSS. Try to implement this framework into your projects, right? It can be Tailwind, it can be Bootstrap, anything that helps you when it comes to speeding up your designs. I definitely suggest Tailwind because I use Tailwind in most of my projects. In my company, we all use Tailwind all the time. It's really powerful, helps you save a lot of time when it comes to designing your CSS code or even using pre-made components, right? It allows you to fully customize it to however you or your client wants it to look. Then moving on, we are going to explore some intermediate JavaScript algorithms, right? From day 33 to day 44, you need to explore JavaScript in depth. Try and understand and start solving intermediate JavaScript algorithms. Don't look at anything else, just focus on those algorithms. Look out for tutorials, look out for forums to look for answers, right? After you go through intermediate JavaScript algorithms, go into Vue Js. Vue Js is the front-end JavaScript framework where you need to learn before you even get a job. I'd say don't spend any more than 2 weeks on it. Let's just say spend 12 days on it. From day 45 to day 57, focus on learning JavaScript fundamentals, starting up your project in Vue Js, okay? Then from day 57 to day 60, explore Git, GitHub, and all the version control stuff that you need to know. Then from day 61 to day 90, that's your final month, this is where you stop all the learning, right? It's always fun. It's all fun and games to just keep learning and learning and learning and learning and learning, going through tutorials on and on and on, but you cannot build something on your own. You struggle with that, right? So this is where you dedicate 1 entire month to piece everything you learn together to build projects. Okay, this is when you start looking at internships, looking at freelance projects, see what people are asking for and try to attempt it yourself. Don't copy answers here and there. You know, it's always easy to look for an online project and just code along, follow what they're doing. It's always easy to do that, right? But the learning comes when you're drowning, when you throw yourself out into the project and just try to figure your way through it without following or copying anything, right? That's where you truly understand how to piece things together, and that's where you truly learn, right? Copying is fine, right? Going to GitHub and copying some code that they have, it's fine, as long as you know how to piece them together and complete the project. So at the end of the day, I would say, the way I structured this really depends on how much time you can dedicate. For you to achieve this, it's 100% possible, but you're gonna need, for you to achieve this in 3 months, it's very, very doable. We've seen many people do it. We've hired them on board, or we've also passed them to some of our partner companies or other startups, right? Very doable, but there's only one thing that you might need. You need to put in a lot of time, right? If you're telling me things like, hey Derek, this is cool, but I can probably only spend 2 hours every single day, you're not gonna make it in 3 months, right? And it's fine, it's completely fine. I understand you might have your life to sort, you need to work and all that, it's fine. So you're gonna have to adjust your expectations a little bit and perhaps spend 6 months to achieve this, right? But the guide I have here is assuming you're spending somewhere around 8 to 10 hours, 8 to 12 hours every single day just coding away. If you can do that, you can definitely get a job within 3 months. Start with an internship, right? After the 3 months, on day 90, you probably have some nice projects in your portfolio. Go and get a junior internship. Can be a very cheaply paid one, like somewhere around 500 ringgit. It doesn't matter. The point here is to get experience. The fact that someone wants to give you an opportunity to learn, you should grab it. Do it for 2 to 3 months, and after that, working on an internship that will give you exposure to your senior developers, your tech leads, your whole project management, software development lifecycle, seeing how to work in teams, collaborating on GitHub, all this more soft skills kind of thing. It will add a lot of value. And the fact that you now have a real world experience under in your belts, right? This will help you get your next job really, really quickly. And this is how you will then succeed as a junior developer. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have more questions, we at the Hacker Collective, we have a full curriculum, the full complete step-by-step roadmap on how we're going to do this. We're going to provide you all the support you need to achieve your goals, as well as the projects, the team projects, individual projects, the real-world projects, anything that you need to help you land your first job in 3 to 4 months. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for checking us out, and all the best in your learning journey. Hope you get your junior developer job ASAP. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm always available. Thanks, guys.